Hi, and welcome again to another step, another part of the journey through the Bible. We're doing it in chronological order, which looks like a lot like reading the Bible through the other way around, but it from cover to cover. But we'll start hopping around in a bit, maybe another month or so. But we are in the book of Deuteronomy, the last words of Moses to the people of Israel. And we are reading from the New American Standard Bible. And yesterday we did a huge chunk. Today it's only 3 chapters, not 4. So we're going to pick up where we left off at chapter 21, verse 1. And we're going to go through to the end of chapter 23. So if you've got a few minutes, why don't you hang around and listen in. Here we go. If a person who has been killed by someone is found lying in the open country in the land which the Lord your God is giving you to possess, and it is not known who struck him, then your elders and your judges shall go out and measure the distance to the cities which are around the one who was killed. And it shall be that the city which is nearest to the person killed, that is, that the elders of that city shall take a heifer of the herd that has not been worked and has not pulled in a yoke. And the elders of that city shall bring the heifer down to a valley with running water, which has not been plowed or sown, and they shall break the heifer's neck there in the valley. Then the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come forward, because the Lord your God has chosen them to serve him, and to bless in the name of the Lord, and every dispute and violent crime shall be settled by them. And all the elders of that city which is nearest to the person killed shall wash their hands over the heifer whose neck was broken in the valley, and they shall respond and say, Our hands did not shed this blood, nor did our eyes see who did. Forgive your people Israel, whom you have redeemed, Lord, and do not place the guilt for innocent blood in the midst of your people Israel. And the guilt for bloodshed shall be forgiven them. So you shall remove the guilt for innocent blood from your midst when you do what is right in the eyes of the Lord. When you go out to battle against your enemies, and the Lord your God hands them over to you, and you take them away captive, and you see among the captives a beautiful woman, and are strongly attracted to her, and would take her as a wife for yourself, then you shall bring her into your home, and she shall shave her head and trim her nails. She shall also remove the clothes of her captivity, and shall remain in your house, and weep for her father and mother a full month. And after that you may have relations with her, and become her husband, and she shall be your wife. But it shall be, if you are not pleased with her, then you shall let her go wherever she wishes, and you certainly shall not sell her for money. You shall not treat her as merchandise, since you have humiliated her. If a man has 2 wives, the one loved and the other unloved, and both the loved and the unloved have borne him sons, and the firstborn son belongs to the unloved, then it shall be on the day that he wills, that he owns as an inheritance to his sons, he is not allowed to treat the son of the loved wife as the firstborn, at the expense of the son of the unloved, who is actually the firstborn son. On the contrary, he shall acknowledge the firstborn, the son of the unloved wife, by giving him a double portion of everything that he owns, for he was the beginning of his strength. To him belongs the right of the firstborn. If anyone has a stubborn and rebellious son who does not obey his father or his mother, and when they discipline him, he does not listen to them, then his father and mother shall seize him and bring him out to the elders of his city at the gateway of his hometown. And they shall say to the elders of this city, This son of ours is stubborn and rebellious. He does not obey us. He is thoughtless and given to drinking. Then all the men of this city shall stone him to death, you shall eliminate the evil from your midst, and all Israel will hear about it and fear. Now if a person has committed a sin carrying a sentence of death, and he is put to death, and you hang him on a tree, his body is not to be left overnight on the tree, but you shall certainly bury him on the same day, for he who is hanged is cursed of God, so that you do not defile your land, which the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance. You shall not see your countryman's ox or his sheep straying away and avoid them. You shall certainly bring them back to your countrymen. And if your countryman is not near you, or if you do not know him, then you shall bring it to your house, and it shall remain with you until your countryman looks for it, and then you shall restore it to him. You shall also do this with his donkey, and you shall do the same with his garment, and you shall do likewise with any lost property of your countryman, which has been lost by him and you have found. You are not allowed to avoid them. You shall not see your countryman's donkey or his ox fallen down on the road and avoid them. You shall certainly help him raise them up. A woman shall not wear a man's clothing, nor shall a man put on a woman's clothing, for whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord your God. If you happen to come upon a bird's nest along the way, in any tree or on the ground, with young ones or eggs in it, and the mother sitting on the young or on the eggs, you shall not take the mother with the young. You shall certainly let the mother go, but the young you may take for yourself, in order that it may go well for you, that you may prolong your days. When you build a new house, you shall make a parapet for your roof, so that you will not bring guilt for bloodshed on your house or anyone, if anyone falls from it. You shall not sow your vineyard with two kinds of seed. Otherwise all the produce of the seed which you have sown in the yield of the vineyard will be forfeited to the sanctuary. You shall not plow with an ox and a donkey together, and you shall not wear a material of wool and linen combined together. You shall make yourselves tassels on the four corners of your garment, with which you cover yourself. If any man takes a wife and goes into her and then turns against her, and he charges her with shameful behavior and publicly defames her, and says, I took this woman, but when I came near her, I did not find her to have evidence of virginity, then the girl's father and her mother shall take and bring out the evidence of the girl's virginity to the elders of the city at the gate. And the girl's father shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man as a wife, but he turned against her, and behold, he has charged her with shameful behavior, saying, I did not find your daughter to have evidence of virginity. But this is the evidence of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread out the garment before the elders of the city. Then the elders of that city shall take the man and rebuke him, and they shall fine him 100 shekels of silver, and give it to the girl's father, because he publicly defamed a virgin of Israel. And she shall remain his wife. He is not allowed to divorce her all his days. But if this charge is true, and they did not find the girl to have evidence of virginity, then they shall bring the girl out to the doorway of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her to death, because she has committed a disgraceful sin in Israel by playing the prostitute in her father's house. So you shall eliminate the evil from among you. If a man is found sleeping with a married woman, then both of them shall die, the man who slept with the woman and the woman. So you shall eliminate the evil from Israel. If there is a girl who is a virgin betrothed to a man, and another man finds her in the city and sleeps with her, then you shall bring them both out to the city of that gate, and you shall stone them to death, the girl because she did not cry out for help, though she was in the city, and the man because he has violated his neighbor's wife. So you shall eliminate the evil from among you. But if the man finds the girl who is betrothed in the field, and the man seizes her and rapes her, then the man who raped her shall die, and you are not to do anything to the girl. There is no sin in the girl worthy of death, for just as a man rises against his neighbor and murders him, so is this case. When he found her in the field, the betrothed girl cried out, but there was no one to save her. If a man finds a girl who is a virgin who is not betrothed, and he seizes her and has sexual relations with her, and they are discovered, then the man who had sexual relations with her shall give the girl's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall become his wife. Because he has violated her, he is not allowed to divorce her all his days. A man shall not take his father's wife in marriage, so that he does not uncover his father's garment. No one who is emasculated or has his male organ cut off may enter the assembly of the Lord. No one of illegitimate birth may enter the assembly of the Lord. None of his descendants, even to the 10th generation, may enter the assembly of the Lord. No Ammonite or Moabite may enter the assembly of the Lord. None of their descendants, even to the 10th generation, may ever enter the assembly of the Lord, because they did not meet you with food and water on the way when you came out of Egypt, and because they hired against you Balaam, the son of Beor, from Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse you. Nevertheless, the Lord your God was unwilling to listen to Balaam, but the Lord your God turned the curse into a blessing for you, because the Lord your God loves you. You shall never seek their peace or their prosperity all your days. You shall not loathe an Edomite, for he is your brother. You shall not loathe an Egyptian, because you are a stranger in his land. The sons of the third generation who are born to them may enter the assembly of the Lord. When you go out as an army against your enemies, you shall be on guard against every evil thing. If there is among you any man who is unclean because of a nocturnal emission, then he must go outside the camp, and he may not re-enter the camp. But when evening approaches, he shall bathe himself with water, and at sundown he may re-enter the camp. You shall also have a place allocated outside the camp, so that you may go there to relieve yourself. And you shall have a spade among your tools, and it shall be with you when you sit down outside. You shall dig with it, and shall turn and cover up your excrement. Since the Lord your God walks in the midst of your camp to save you and to defeat your enemies before you, your camp must be holy. So he must not see anything indecent among you, or he will turn away from you. You shall not hand over to his master a slave who has escaped from his master to you. He shall live with you in your midst, in the place that he chooses in one of your towns where it pleases him. You shall not mistreat him. None of the daughters of Israel shall be a cult prostitute, nor shall any of the sons of Israel be a cult prostitute. You shall not bring the earnings of a prostitute or the money for a dog into the house of the Lord your God as payment for any vowed offering, because both of these are an abomination to the Lord your God. You are not to charge interest to your countrymen, interest on money, food, or anything that may be loaned on interest. You may charge interest to a foreigner, but to your countrymen you shall not charge interest, so that the Lord your God may bless you in all that you undertake in the land which you are about to enter to possess. When you make a vow to the Lord your God, you shall not delay to pay it, for the Lord your God will certainly require it of you, and it will be a sin for you. However, if you refrain from making vows, it will not be a sin for you. You shall be careful and perform what goes out of your lips, since in fact you have vowed a voluntary offering to the Lord your God, whatever you have promised. When you enter your neighbor's vineyard, you may eat grapes until you are satisfied, but you are not to put any in your basket. When you enter your neighbor's standing grain, you may pluck the heads of grain with your hand, but you are not to use a sickle on your neighbor's standing grain. And that is the end of our reading for today, March 18, 2026. Grateful that you hung around and stuck with me. And I hope you have an awesome day. And I hope I see you again tomorrow. Until then, take care. And bye for now.